All right, welcome everyone back to the Speak English with Tiffani Academy YouTube channel. And this private English class is going to be for the student leaders in my academy, the program Speak English Like a Native. Now, these individuals have been leaders for quite a long time. They have helped so many of our students, our family members, improve their English. So I wanted to give back to them by giving them a special private class. So we're going to start off by asking them to introduce themselves. This is a brand new group from our last class. So I'm going to actually start off by asking Robert, can you please introduce yourself? Again, tell us where you're from and also how long you have been a member of the Academy. Robert, are you ready?
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Good. All right, Robert, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm Robert Ha. I'm from Vietnam. I'm studying with teacher Tiffany and our friend here more than 2 years. I'm really excited about study in with this family, this academy like family. So I keep learning, and after a while, I'm moving from Vietnam to Canada. Also here, my life is more busy than before, but I'm promised to study every week with teacher Tiffany and friend. I hope that I can improve my English speaking skill, and I want to keep our network become bigger and bigger. We have many friends from around the world on this academy. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you are enjoying the experience. And like you said, you've been with us for 2 years. So I love it. I love it. I just saw that another one of our family members joined. Hidron is with us as well. So good to see you, Hidron.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the delay, but my Telegram wasn't updated, so I didn't see the link. So now I just verified with my phone just in case, and I saw the message. Wow.
No worries at all. We're just going through our introductions before we jump into our class. So I'm going to go to Jocelyn next. Jocelyn, can you please introduce yourself? Let us know how long you've been here and any thoughts you'd like to share.
Absolutely. I'm Jocelyn, Marie-Jocelyn Casimir. I'm from Haiti. I'm a judge at the Supreme Court. I'm a student at Tiffany's Academy for 3 years. I already have 3 years under my belt. And it's a pleasure being there. And I invite other people to join us because here at Tiffany's Academy, we are a united family.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. Excellent speech. Very good. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you as well, Jocelyn. Excellent. So thank you again, Robert and Jocelyn. And now I'm going to go to Suchan. Are you ready, Suchan? Can you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, teacher. Hello, everyone. My name is Suchan Lin. I'm from Taiwan. And I joined this academy almost 2 years. No, more than 2 years. I think I the same period with Robert.
Mm-hmm.
So I think more than 2 years.
I love it.
And I am good. I'm very happy join this academy.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Suchan. Good to see you. Good to see you. And again, you already said where you're from, right?
Yes, I'm from Taiwan.
Good. I want to make sure all of our Taiwanese students also hear that. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you very much. All right, now we're going to go to our wonderful Alida. Alida, are you ready to introduce yourself, hon?
Of course. Thank you, teacher, for the floor.
You're welcome. Go right ahead.
I'm Alida Kwadjo, as you can see. I'm from Africa, especially Ivory Coast, of Côte d'Ivoire in French, for those who's gonna watch. I've been here more than 2 years, almost 3 years, like Jocelyn.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy because I find friends here.
Yeah.
And I found sister, my bigger sister Jocelyn, and other brothers. Also, I have good friends who I can share my life with them.
Yeah.
And I can express myself since I practice with them,
I love
no
it.
matter the topic. So I'm happy to be here, of course. Thank
I
you.
love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Alita, for sharing. I love it. All right. And next, Machio. Machio, can you please introduce yourself, hon? Let's see. Are you ready?
Hi everyone. I'm so sweating blood.
Don't sweat bullets. It's okay.
Okay, my name is Michio Oda. I'm from Japan. I learned English in this academy more than 2 years, almost 3 years.
Yeah.
I forgot. I forgot. Yes, I learned for a long time in this academy. Actually, when I joined this academy, I couldn't speak anything in English. Yes, but now I have so many friends from different countries in this academy, and I can practice together, and I have use English. I have the opportunity to use English thanks to this academy. Yes, I definitely enjoy this academy life.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Michio. I'm always so proud of you because I do remember the very first meeting you came to, and you've just flourished. You really have improved. So thank you so much, Michio.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. All right. And last but not least, we have Hidran. Hidran, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Hidran Arias. So by the name, you couldn't get where I'm from, but I'm from Cuba, but I've been living for 22 years here in Turin, Italy, northern part of Italy, border with France. So I used to work as a tour guide in English, French, German, a little bit of Portuguese. But after living for 10, 15 years in Italy, I realized that my English was getting rusty. I didn't have a chance to practice my English. Okay, I watch series, but that's passive English. I wanted to find a community where I could practice my English, improve my English, have conversation with people from all over the world. As it's not so easy to find a place where you can learn English, practice, and meet people from all over the world. So I got to the academy. I think for more than 2 years, I've lost track of my months. It seems ages since I'm here. So I'm very happy to be here, part of the family. And I've met a lot of friends. I can call them friends because we're family and friends. And well, every Monday at 10 p.m. European Central Time, I have also a session which I enjoy a lot, and I miss it when I'm traveling because I'm a trainer, technical trainer on ICT, and I travel a lot. And that's why English is also so important for me because I train in English mainly. And so, I love being here in the academy, and I miss when I miss my sessions and some of the sessions that I attend because I not only practice English, but I also have fun, and that's very important.
I love that. I love that. Okay, for those watching, as you can tell, this is our group of student leaders that is also passionate about leading others and helping others. And I'm so glad, Hidran, you mentioned that when you're not able to attend a session, you miss it, right? Because there is this bond that actually happens, right? You build this bond with other people and people from around the world. So I want to thank each of you for your willingness to be here for this class. And I am looking forward to teaching you all. So are you all ready to jump in? I saw smiles. I saw some smiles and thumbs up. All right. Okay. So we're going to jump in. I want to give you guys a heads up on what we're going to be focused on for this class. As you all know, again, each of you have been in the academy for over 2 years, I think, for everyone that's spoken. And for the Speak English Like a Native program, we have 5 steps. Let's give a test real quick. Okay. You guys can all be unmuted. Quick question. What are the 5 steps each month we have? What's step number 1?
Listening.
Listen. Oh, I like that, Alita. I like that. Number 2?
Learn.
Learn. Yes.
Learn, yeah.
So, is it learn? Yes. Listen, learn. What's step number 3?
Analyze.
Analyze. Analyze. Very good. What's step number 4?
Apply.
Apply. Excellent. And step number 5?
Action.
action. Yeah, baby. So for those that are not in the program, but again, each month, right, we have a certain topic, and I basically am focusing on helping everyone finally speak English like a native about the month's topic. And we follow this 5-step process: listen, learn, analyze, apply, and then take action. So you, as the person watching this online, are going to get a sneak peek into what happens each month. And again, for our student leaders, again, pause me whenever you have a question. This is all about you. So I have a brand new topic for this class today. This is why I said this is special for you guys. Now, I wanted us to talk about family relationships. So in this class today, what we're going to do is we're only going to go over step number 1, which again is the listen step. Hold on one second. I want this to be a bit bigger. And step number 2, again, the learn step. Now, again, for the person watching, listening means you listen to or watch a conversation between 2 native English speakers. And then step 2, learn, you learn the words and expressions that were used. In order to speak English fluently, again, just to break this down for the person watching, in order to really be fluent and sound like a native English speaker, you have to use the terms, the expressions, and also think in the same way as a native English speaker, which again, our student leaders have been doing for quite a while. So they are pros, they are experts. So I am just bringing you into their experience. So today, what we are going to do is we're going to look at a conversation about family relationships. Now, because we are doing this live, what I am going to do is I'm going to first read the conversation. I am going to be Sarah and I'm going to be John. I'm not going to be able to change my voice to sound like a guy, but I'll read it first in both of their voices, and then we're going to take turns actually reading through it. What I've done is I chose a conversation that includes so many natural expressions, so many real terms that are used in American life. And I was trying to find terms that, honestly, you guys are so intelligent that you guys either have never heard or I've never taught you. So hopefully we'll have some of those terms, all right? So step number 1 is I'm going to read this to you all right? This conversation on family relationships. Now, I do want to ask this question. Before I read this dialogue, I want to ask each of you, because again, we have the Ivory Coast, we have Taiwan, we have Japan, we have Vietnam, and we have Colombia. Many different cultures are represented here. I want to ask you all very quickly, individually, to tell us about family relationships in your country. Before we get to this dialogue, right? I want you to think about your own country. Now, again, you all know I am an African American woman. And African Americans, we value family, right? So we spend lots of time together. We're pretty close-knit family, right? Even my personal family. But every culture is different, right? Some cultures, their view of the family relationship is you stay home until you get married. While other cultures say, no, once you're 18, you're out the house. So I want you to think about your individual culture and just kind of break down, how are family relationships viewed in your country? I'm going to start with Alita. Alita, can you share a bit more about the Ivory Coast in relation to family relationships?
Absolutely. In my country, family has a value. We can stay in the main family, I call main when we talk about father, mother, and stay there until you got married. And after you can go and build your house. This is what typically it is. But nowadays, tables are changing because children, they go outside to study or to seek for a better job. So they can go after let's say, grade 12, they can move to. For example, in my case, my children, after the grade 12,
Yeah.
they moved to another country overseas. But now my son, he got his degrees and
Yeah.
he came back.
Yeah.
And he wants to apply, or let's say he wants to create his own application to
Yeah.
sell company, so he stay at home.
Yeah.
Until we say, Mom or Father, I want to seek for another house. This is my case. But as I mentioned earlier, some family, because of financial problems, they let their children go outside the family. It could be outside the country to seek for a better life. But this didn't didn't break the relationship that they have. Nowadays, we have phone, we have social media, so they stay in contact by calling, video call, or by sending a message. So life becoming more easier in that case. But 20 or 30 years, it wasn't the same. We stay at home, preparing things together until you get married and you go to your house, your husband's house, or if it's a man, his wife can come home.
Yeah.
And the family home. Yeah. But
Wow.
nowadays, because of also globalization, things are changing. We are copying from others. We want better life. We don't want to stay at village. So we
Yeah.
want to live free, because when you stay in your mother home or your father home, they have eyes on you. And some children they want to have a fixed eye. So every time, because we have boundary. I remember when I was with my parents,
Yeah.
because as you know, my father passed away, and after my uncle take the place.
Yeah.
So we have a boundaries that we need to respect.
Yeah.
If you go outside, you need to come before 8 p.m. After 8 p.m., you need to answer his question, because you're gonna be in trial in court because you will be in trouble.
You need Jocelyn to be your judge. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
You have to
that
make
is
sure.
for game plan. But even though this is really important, especially in my culture, even though everyone move to the country or to another place, we have during the Easter or one period that we ask everyone to come and gathering to have news, to see others, because I can have my children, my sister can have his children or my cousins, so we can meet and see who is new and so on, to build the relationship again.
I love
This
that.
is what I will share in my culture. This is what we do.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing more about the Ivory Coast. I love that. Yes. Okay, so somebody else might have something similar in relation to their viewpoint of family relationships. I want to ask, let's go to Vietnam now. So Robert, can you let us know, how are family relationships viewed in Vietnam?
Yes. I think that family relationship is really, really important in Vietnam. From my case, I'm living with my parents, and after marriage, my parents will living with me for their whole life, whole life.
Yeah.
So in my family, there are 3 generations living together.
Wow.
Yeah, that is something that may be a difficult life with other, but for my case, I think that's a happy life.
Wow.
So my parents really happy about that. I'm the only son in the family, and when I have kids, my parents living with me. After they retire, they also can help me to raise up my child. When I'm busy, they can take them to school or everything. And my mother keep the family warm up by dinner. Every member of family have dinner together. Although I come back
Wow.
late from work,
Yeah.
we all still waiting for all the family member can have a chance to have dinner every day.
Wow.
We keep uh, environment warmly with this like a tradition, and
Yes.
then I think that it's really good for the family. Although the younger generation now they don't want to live with their parents after they graduate, they want to move to live alone. They want to have a freedom life. For my kids, it's okay, but I just say to them, if you can handle yourself, you can live alone. But if you think that our family is good, although now we move into Canada, I give a choice to them that, oh, you can stay with us, or you can to rent a house to live alone, up to you. But our culture is family first, so to think about that, and what I do in the past is good. You still can continue to raise family like me. That's something that I think that family's relationship is really, really important in the Vietnamese culture.
Man, guys, I again, I have notes for our class today, but again, you guys being the student leaders, you're able to articulate your thoughts so well that it's very interesting listening to you share about your culture. And I have so many follow-up questions, but I'm holding them back because I want to make sure we have the class. But I mean, the Ivory Coast, Vietnam, like very, very interesting. And at the end, I might be able to ask some of the questions, but thank you very much. That was very interesting from both of you. Okay, all right, let's move on now to Haiti. Jocelyn, are you ready to share what family relationships look like in Haiti?
Thank you, teacher, for this question.
Of course.
This important question in people's life. I think we have almost the same culture as Africa, but I can say in Haiti, we valued family's relationship.
Yeah.
I remember when my mom passed away, I was young, very young, in my early age, and my father took care of 7 children.
Wow.
Only my father, but my father was a farmer. He had to leave us in the city and go in the farm to work every week, and on weekend he came back. My brother, my eldest brother, took care of all of us. He come our hair, shower, and sent us to school every day. Every
Wow.
week, my father came and bring food to us. Growing up, I got married, and I lived in the same place with my mother, my husband's mother, my husband's family. They were old,
Yeah.
and her mom was very sick. She spent about 4 years in bed. I took care of her, like I would do for my mom, and until she passed away. When nowadays, it's not the same things. Children don't take care of their parents anymore. When they are old, they put them somewhere in, for example, in USA, it's a nursing home.
Yeah.
For us, we have a place to put them. But me, when I was young until now, I live with my family.
Yeah.
I have my brother, my sister. When I travel, it's like I was 10 or 15 years. They took care of me. That's why when I travel, I gain weight. I gained weight because they think that I was the same Jocelyn they knew when I was young. It's like for them, I was the same baby. My sister was the same. We took care from each other. That's why I think it's this topic that you chose. It's one of the best for me because family plays an important role in
Yeah.
my life. Without family, as you used to say, like I love you so much because you always put family first.
Yeah.
I think in every case, you have to consider your family first in everything.
Yes.
Always give them their place, their role. Always take care of your family is the best thing people can do for in your life. When I was young, I didn't have time to take care of my father because he passed away after. But I took care of my husband's parents because I didn't have time to take care of mine. Now my children, I gave them the same education. Always take care of your family, of your parents, respect people.
Yeah.
When I was young, I have my father, when he left us in the house, he came the neighbors around our house to take care of us. Okay, I'm going to leave. You can beat everyone, whip them as you like, but don't work their arms, don't work their feet, don't let their eyes in order to let them see, but you can do anything if you see them doing something wrong, do something wrong. I gave the same education to my children. I have two daughters, two beautiful ones. The last one, the youngest, is like every day. She's in the United States studying in medicine field. I think she's going to choose the same step, following my step or her father's step. She choose another direction. It's okay for me because I saw her intention is to take care of people in needs. She said that, Mom, when after my diploma, we are going to create a center to help people in needs. But I asked her the question, but when you create this center for helping people without money, well, I'm going to find
Where are you gonna live?
I think that you are going to do something in order to help me after. She said, Mom, I can help you. Always help you, but you have to think that you give us an education, help others first, and after help yourself. And I think it's a good way, it's a good path to educate your children by help showing them how to help others, how to love people around them. I explain you all this in order to explain that I don't I didn't live with my family because they passed away in my early age, but I continue helping people even in my work, in my job. When I have a case, I put the love first, and after I help this person. When I was a dean at the first instance, I every week I pass by the jail, the prison, in order to see if someone needs to be released if after his theft. And
Offense?
I did
Yeah.
it, and I did it until now. This is the best thing that we can do, helping others and have good relationship
With
with
others.
your family. This is what
Okay.
I can say about this topic. Thank you for listening to me.
So you guys see my body language has changed in a good way, not a bad way. Let me tell you what was going through my mind as Alita spoke, as Robert spoke and as Jocelyn spoke. And don't worry, Machio, Hidron, and Suchan, I'm coming to you. Everything I planned, out the window. Let me explain why. Only because there's another way I can do this class today that I feel like it would be more beneficial, because you guys have a lot to say and I love that, right? And so again, for the person watching, yes, I said we're going to go listen and learn as far as the steps. The student leaders that are here right now, they're a bit advanced, and I want to make sure this is beneficial to each of them. So we're going to change things up just a bit. It's been so interesting listening to what the three of you, again, we have three more to speak, have said about family relationships in your own culture. You guys even dove into the older generation versus the younger generation, how the views of family relationships have changed. And then even you guys said like, hey, I like this aspect. This aspect is changing, but I'm okay with it. And I feel like this class is going to be more beneficial if we dive deeper into those things, right? So that's why you saw my body language change so much. I was like, oh, this is getting good. I need to change. So that's why my body language was changing. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pause for a second, not the recording, but I want to make sure that we get down everything that was said, right, from the Ivory Coast, Vietnam, and Haiti before we get into Japan, before we get into Colombia, and before we get into Taiwan. So very quickly, we heard so many things. Man, so many things were good. Remember, in the program, right, I teach you guys something related to English conversations. And you guys don't have to be muted right now. You guys can add your thoughts. When you guys get to the analyze step number 3, there's something that I do as we analyze the conversation, right, in the program. I have you have your action plan out, and I say there are fundamentals of English conversation. I want to ask you guys very quickly, can you guys list off some of the fundamentals of English conversation that you have learned so far in the program? Anybody, you guys can go ahead and say. What are some of the fundamentals that you have learned of English conversation so far?
Reason.
Reasons,
Example.
yes. Reasons, okay. Next.
Example.
Example.
Good, example.
Details.
Experience.
One more time.
Personal experience.
Personal experience.
Details.
Experience.
Good.
Experience.
Personal experience and details. Let's do this. Personal experience, details. What else?
And first of all, you have to use the 5 globios, which help you have long speech.
Very good. The 5 W's. What can we attach the 5 W's to? This would kind of be connected to the details, right? Who, what, when, where, and why. Excellent. There are 2 others that I'm looking for.
General view.
What's another word for that?
Opinion.
Yeah, other
Yeah.
opinions. Good. Good. I know it was tricky. Good job, Suchan. Other opinions. And then what is the last one? It also starts with an O.
Personal opinion too.
Yeah, very good. So your personal opinion. Excellent. Very good. Okay, so again, throughout the program each month, as we analyze conversations, I'm showing you that every single conversation in English, every discussion simply includes these fundamentals of English conversation. And again, this goes back to why, as I was listening to you all, my body language was changing, because you guys were doing it naturally. Because again, you've been in the program for so long. I asked you to tell us what the view is on family relationships in your country. You shared your viewpoint, other viewpoints, you shared details, you kind of gave reasons, and I was like, okay. This is amazing. You guys are able to do it just naturally, right? So what I want us to do is, again, there were quite a few things that were said, okay? So I want to kind of split it up. And again, Machio, Hidron, and Suchan, you haven't given your opinions just yet about your country, but for this part, everyone can respond because we all listened, right? Here's what I want us to do. I want us to write down, and I'm going to write it on my screen, okay? I want us to think about, there were 2 comparisons that were made, right? We had the old way of thinking, right, or traditional, and now we have the new way or the new view of family relationships. Okay? There's an old way and a new way. So what I want us to do very quickly is I want you guys to think from what we've heard so far, from the Ivory Coast, from Vietnam, from Haiti, what are some of the ways people used to think in the past about family relationships?
Back in the day.
Yep. Go ahead.
And for the new one, it's nowadays.
Uh-huh. And what is an old way of thinking from back in the day? What is something that was believed to be true when it related to family relationships back in the day?
Stay together.
Back in the day, we stayed together with our parents. And we live together sometimes in the same house with your family. And nowadays, family, when your parents get old,
hold on, I don't want to give a yellow card.
You will mix them.
Only the old way
I
first.
have to say back in the day.
Yep, only the old way.
Yeah.
I almost gave you
sorry.
I almost gave you a yellow card. It was right here. I was about to release it. No, we just want to list.
You took care of your family, took care of people when.
Okay, hold on. We want to make sure everybody's able to give at least one. So each person can say one just to make sure everybody gets an opportunity, right? Yep.
Back in the day, we lived together in family.
Okay, good. All right, so we have back in the day, people stayed together. All right, now I'm going to ask Hidron, what do you remember from the old way that was mentioned? Hidron?
Yeah, you were supposed to get married as soon as you got a job.
Oh, got you. I like that one. As soon as you got a job, you were supposed to get married. I love it. Hold on one second. Here we go. Get married as soon as you got a job, okay? Get a job. We'll just leave it like that. Okay, good. All right. What about Suchan? From what you've heard so far, what was another one for the old way?
The old way is family members respect their parents and they will stay together. But nowadays,
Yellow card.
Okay.
Yellow card.
I cannot help it.
Suchan, I was in shock. So I was like, I've never given Suchan a yellow card. Okay, so let me write it down. Hold on one second. Okay, Suchan said family members respected. I think he said respected each other or respected their others. Okay, each other / their elders. Okay, good. All right, excellent. Let me make sure this is a little bit smaller so we can see the other ones. Let's do this 24. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, and then what about you, Michio? What do you remember hearing? From the old way.
Old way.
Maybe from Vietnam. Think about what was mentioned when Robert was saying the old way in Vietnam about something about the house and the generations. Do you remember that?
Many generation live together.
Yes, good. Yes,
So
excellent.
big family.
Okay. Live together as a big family. Okay. All right. So it's similar to the other one, but the very fact that he said many generations, that was also very interesting. So excellent. All right. Excellent job. Thank you very much, Michio. Okay. Now we are ready to go to the new way. So let's see. Let's go back now to everyone on the screen. And I want to ask the new way. Okay. We have the new way. Let me ask Alita. So can you tell me something that was mentioned about the new way?
Before giving my answer, I think Robert wants to say something. He raised his hand.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. I didn't see his hand. Yes, Robert, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but I want to answer, and then I want to answer that new way. Maybe they want to live in a small family, just a couple. And then I raised my hand because I want to change my device to the handphone, and I will be listening only because I'm on my way to work.
Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. So it's
And
totally
that's
okay.
also the benefit of learning online. Sometimes we cannot speak, we just listening, we still can learn on the way to work.
Very true, very true. No worries. This is really a live class for those watching. So no worries, Robert. You can definitely listen in, okay?
Yes, so now I out and then I get in again
Sure, no
with
worries.
the iPhone.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, everyone.
No worries, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
And see you.
see you as well. All right, Alita, are you ready?
Yes.
Go for it, go for it.
Okay. Now,
There we go.
wow, my mind goes.
Why, you ready?
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Now, young generation, they leave the parents in the centers like 80, just
nursing
they
homes?
said.
Nursing homes?
Yeah, nursing home. It's
Parents.
not the case in my country.
Yes. Very true. This is, I have so many opinions on this, but yes, okay. Putting parents in the nursing home. All right, thank you so much. Let's see. Who hasn't shared with us just yet? Let's see. Machio, can you share with us your thoughts? Oh, wait a minute. Who hasn't gone yet? Hidron. Is it Hidron?
Yeah.
Okay, Hidron,
The
can
new
you?
generation,
Yes.
hit the road as soon as you can.
Okay, hit the road as soon as you can. They're not trying to stay home. They want to leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me write this down for you. Hit the road and leave as soon as you can. And leave as soon as you can. Wow, this is so true. It's interesting that this is happening around the world, right? Many times as an American, I think, oh, this is only happening in America, right? I naturally can assume that, oh, this isn't happening anywhere else. But as I was listening to you all speaking, I was like, oh my goodness, this is happening around the world, right? The idea of family relationships is changing. So it's very interesting. All right. So now I want us to, again, I'm going to continue adding to this list, and then we're going to go into discussing it a bit more. But I want to ask, I think next is Machio. Machio, can you share with us what family relationships are like in Japan, or what is the view of family relationships in Japan? And again, everyone else, please keep listening because I'm going to add to the list the old way and the new way based on what Machio shares with us. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Yes, I think it's similar to Vietnam because we are Asian country.
Yeah.
Back in the day, many family has many family was big. Yes, yes. As I mentioned, many generations live together.
Yeah.
Yes, not only parents and children. But yes, family has a lot of children.
Yeah.
Sometimes 10 or more than 10 children. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And the grandparents live together, and also relatives were closer than currently.
Yeah.
Yes. So back in the day, yes, almost many family has a big family.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very common.
Yeah.
Yes, but nowadays it was totally different. Especially in the city, family is very small. Yes, parents and one or two children, or only couple.
Yeah.
Just couple.
Yeah.
Yes, and some young people choose to live alone. Yes, like me. Yes, yes, they don't get married.
Yeah.
Yes, it is very common in the city. So it's very different.
Yeah.
Yes, nowadays and back in the day.
Thank you so much for
Yes,
sharing that. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
family.
Yeah. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Okay.
No, go
Okay.
ahead.
Yes, yes, family relationship is, of course, is very important, but I think the form is change. Yes, back in the day, people people prioritize family.
Yeah.
But nowadays, individual is more important. Yes. So yes, family is important for everyone, but the form, style, yes, a little change. I think so.
Well said. Well said. Okay, so let me ask you all, from what Michio just shared us about Japanese culture and how Japanese culture was in relation to family in the past versus now. Let's see if we can break down, what did she say about the past? Everyone looks very serious. Think about something she said about the past. What made families unique in the past in Japan?
They stay together for more generation.
They did. She said something interesting about the children too. What did she say about the children?
They have a lot of children.
There we go. They had lots more kids. Yeah, they had a lot of kids. Good job, Jocelyn. If I could give a green card, I'd give it to you. Hold on. Okay. They had lots of kids. And she even mentioned a number. Anybody remember the number?
10.
Oh, yes. Suchan got it. Around 10. Very good. Very good. Yes. She mentioned they had around 10 kids back in the day. I was like, man, I love children. I don't know if I could have 10 kids right now.
I want to say it was not common.
Ah, okay.
But it sometimes happen.
Sometimes, okay. It's like, man,
Sometimes happen.
sometimes happen. Okay. All right. And then what about nowadays? How did she describe nowadays as far as family relationships? What did she say?
As opposed to back in the day, nowadays they can have 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
The family can have 2 children.
Okay.
And
Uh-huh.
some ladies, they don't want to get married.
There we go.
They don't want to have family.
Very true. Very true. Let's see. Some women don't want to get married. Or let's just say some people don't want to get married. Okay, good, good. Don't want to get married. Wow, we have a lot to talk about, everybody. A lot to talk about. Okay, so we're seeing how different the old way is compared to the current way, right? Now I want us to dive deeper into Colombia. Okay, we're going to dive deeper into Colombia. So, are you ready to tell us all about... Yes? Huh?
It's Cuba.
Cuba. It's mainly on Cuba.
No Colombian.
Yellow card for Teacher Tiffani.
I'll take it.
Well-
I'll take it because I've been saying Colombia the whole time. Now,
Okay, the Spanish accent is more or less the
no.
same.
I'll take my yellow card. I deserve a yellow card. I will take it. I've been saying so many countries all morning with the different classes, but Cuba. And I knew it was Cuba. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I knew it was Cuba.
No.
Okay.
No worries.
Jocelyn.
So,
Go ahead.
I have two different experiences because I lived 30 years in Cuba, but now I'm living in Italy, and I created my family here in Italy. But the way family behaves and relationships in Cuba, it's very similar to the one in Italy. We are very bound. We really struggle for our family. Even though, for example, I've been living here for 22 years, I always support my family, even today, because the situation in Cuba is pretty difficult. In the old way, as we said in some other countries, there were even 3 generations living in the same household, because the new generation didn't have the possibility to buy a new house, to build a new house like my father's generation. Now it's different because people, they want to get, like Alida says, a new life. For example, in Cuba, people are living mainly to the United States because that's the closest country, and more or less every Cuban has a relative in the United States, so it's easier to get there. But at the same time, it's sad because the country is getting emptied, and the families have been broken apart, which is very sad. You know that there were people that they couldn't meet their families for more than 20 years. Today, it isn't like that. Even for me, it took me years to get back because of the bureaucracy and paperwork. Now it's easier also to help our family.
Yeah.
In Italy, for example, family is very always together. We always have lunch together. We always have dinner together. Nobody has dinner till we all sit at the table, okay? That's a tradition. Even some people, they say that Italian boys mainly are what we call in Italian mammoni, like mama's boy. They want to stay home forever, 35. We call it mama's hotel. It's easy, okay? You don't spend, you have dinner, you have your laundry done, everything. You just have to get out and have fun. And then there comes the time when the parents say, man, it's time to leave, okay? You gotta create your own family. So in Italy, it's more or less like this, mainly in the South, because North and South are like two different countries. And in my case, everything I do every day is for my family, for the family that I created, but also helping out my family in Cuba. And so the difference also, the number of kids. My granny, who is still alive, 93, and she also dances.
Okay, granny, little shimmy.
She had 14 kids, okay?
Wow.
14 kids. Then my mother 5, but because she wanted to have a baby girl and the baby girl didn't come out, but we were 5. And now my siblings, they only have 1 or 2, okay? So the birth rate is very low in Cuba, it's very low in Europe, and Italy is one of the lowest. So we have this situation now. Why? Because, economic situation has changed a lot. It's not so easy to get a job. It's not so easy to get a loan and buy a house or rent an apartment here in Turin. It's very difficult because we have many university students who come here. And so renting an apartment has become, an adventure, really, really difficult. So, but I think as long as family sticks together and we help each other, it doesn't matter how much we have changed throughout the time, but I think family is the main cell of the society, okay? So without the family, there isn't any society. That's my idea and my thoughts. No matter what country you come from, it can be more, there can be more bounds, but at the end of the day, family is the main cell of the society. So that's the building block of the society.
Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that about Cuba. I want to ask now, you all, because there was so much said about the old and the new, but for me personally, I only recognize maybe 1 or 2 things that have really changed. So I want to see, what did you all hear Hidron say about the past relating to family relationships in Cuba? What did you guys hear?
Children can have 22 years, they still at their parents' house.
Stay at their parents' house for a long time, right?
For a
okay.
long time.
Anybody hear anything else? Uh-oh, silence.
Now, oh, not now.
No, not now. Old.
Old, yeah, old.
No, I correct myself.
You did good. I was ready. I was typing and I stopped.
I stopped.
Anything else? Anything else?
Have dinner or lunch together. I'm not sure it's best. Maybe back in the day and now they are valuing dinner time.
That's what I heard as well, Suchan, which was very interesting because it seemed like it was done in the past and it's also done now, right?
Yeah.
That was,
dinner is an excuse because after we finish dinner, we keep on talking and telling each other what happened today, how was work today. So that's an excuse to be together and talk each other. Yeah. Otherwise, we don't see each other. We never talk to each other.
That's amazing. Okay, so
for example, here at my house, there's a rule. As soon as you get into the kitchen, no phones allowed.
Oh, I love that rule. I love it.
Allowed. For my kids or for friends. As soon as they come in, okay, there's the basket, put your phones in it. Okay, this is quality time. No, nobody attached to the screen. No screen time, just quality time.
That's amazing. Okay, I'm trying to hold back until we get to our discussion, but very interesting, very interesting. What about the new way? I heard something specific, but did you guys hear anything different about the new way that Hidron mentioned?
He said now the family was broken because for me, it's the migration. Most of them left his country to immigrate in the United States or somewhere else.
Okay, got you.
Italian. Yeah.
Yep, broken family
Yeah.
because of migration. And then I think, Alita, you wanted to add something too?
No, it was the same immigrants. They migrate. And they had the men that become mama boy.
Yeah. Yep. Mama's
Well-
voice, you're right.
Mama's voice.
Okay.
Bamboccioni in Italian.
This is funny.
Or stay at
And he
Mama's
said
hotel.
to always, until now, people in Italy, they have dinner together.
Yes, we put that one up there too, right there. Eating dinner together, yeah.
Okay.
There was something else he said that was also very interesting too. He mentioned the number of children. But that was mentioned earlier about Japan too. Like he said now maybe one
I
or
think
two.
his mom was 5 children. His sibling, 2.
Yeah. And then his grandmother, how many did his grandmother have?
Grandmother, 14.
14.
A lot of kids. Your grandma's amazing, right?
I like it.
Right. I love it too. Okay.
Like African woman.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, my granny, yeah, she was, mixed, half African, a little bit of white blood
wow.
also, like most Cubans. Yeah.
I love it.
Me too. I'm 50-50, more or less.
I love it. Okay, let's hear about Taiwan, and then we're going to dive deeper into this. And again, for the person watching, this is similar to how things are done because technically we are doing step 1. We're listening to someone talk about their experience, right? You guys normally listen to myself and Carly have a conversation, but we're listening and seeing what information is being given. So I want to ask now, Suchun, can you share with us what is the viewpoint in Taiwan? Like, how are family relationships viewed in the past and how are they viewed now?
Okay. I think family is important in my culture, even back in the day or now. But the relationship changed a lot.
Yeah.
Back in the day, family members lived together even 3 generations. But at that time, they are lived close. But the relation not really close because back in the day, children always obey the rule from their parents, and they were not a conversation a lot. So maybe the relationship is more tension, even they live close. But nowadays the family form are changed a lot. There are many nuclear families, and even the diverse families. Because in my country, the homosexual couple can get married. So there are very many diverse families nowadays. And even the teenagers, they are easy to express themselves. So the family, even they are small family, but the parents and children are more close than before because they are conversation a lot. Because the mindset a little bit changed. The parents are not so strict to their children, but they were depend on different families. Some parents still very strict to their children, but I think it's more and more parents they know how to treat their children, so it's more liberal and they can communicate well. So their relationship is close than back in the day the big family relationship.
Very well said and very interesting. Man, wow, it's so interesting. I didn't know if we were going to have additional things to add to the list. And then you started talking, Suchun, and I was like, oh, we have a lot to add. So I want to ask you guys, Suchun brought something very interesting out. And again, you guys know I lived in Korea for 10 years. So some of the things that you brought out and what you brought out as well, Michio, I remembered from living in Korea. But I want to ask you guys now, from what Suchun just shared with us, what are some of the things she mentioned about the old way relationships were viewed in the past for family?
Family lives together until 3 generations.
Okay. Family lives together 3 generations. What else did we hear? What else did we hear?
And the relationship was intense because children obey their parents.
Okay. Children obeyed their parents in the past. Okay. 3 generations. I got it too. I just didn't write it again, Jocelyn, because we had it earlier as well. Many generations. Children obeyed. Oh, here's a word for you guys. Children obeyed their parents implicitly.
Implicitly.
Hold on. Implicitly. There we go. This just means without any questions. You do whatever they say, and there's no questions. And I think it's the same way in our own countries as well. Back in the day, you didn't ask questions. You just did what your parents said, right? Implicitly. Okay, what else did she share?
Now they call the lawyer.
Right, now they call... Okay, I'm going to tell you guys this. This is funny. I don't know if this happened in your countries. And don't worry, we're coming back to you, Suchun. So back in the day, and this is African-American households. So, you know, if you get a spanking or whatever, you get in trouble, kids would say, I'm calling the cops. Moms would say, call them. I'll spank them too. Or call them. It's not like they were like, I dare you. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, and of course the kids would never call, but they realize, oh, my mom is crazy. It's like, no, she's just raising you right. And the dads too. So, okay. So we have that. What are some other things that she mentioned about the old way? Anything else you guys heard? What about the communication style for family relationships in the past? What did Suchun say about the communicate? Was it good communication or bad communication or limited communication in the past?
It was intense.
Intense?
Good communication. Yeah.
So let me see, Suchun. There was something she said.
Limited.
Yeah,
It was
I
limited.
said,
Now,
yeah, it's limited.
it was limited.
Oh.
Now, the intense part that you're talking about, though, the reason I didn't say that was wrong is because you did bring out, Alita, that the children obeyed their parents implicitly. Like, this is what is
Oh,
done.
that point is- oh.
Right, that part. So that was correct. That section, yeah, that's pretty intense. Whatever you say, mommy and daddy, I'm going to do. That is intense, right? The other thing she mentioned was it really wasn't clear communication, right? Like, they really weren't asking the children, how do you feel, right? They weren't really talking. Is that correct, Suchun? Oh, I think she's muted.
Yes, yeah. Back in the day, parents they didn't ask their children what they thinking about or feeling about because what mama say is right.
Yes.
So follow my rule. Back in the day, but nowadays parents are willing to listen to their children and willing to understand their feelings or their situations.
Got you. Okay, so communication.
Nowadays it's open communication.
There we go. Exactly. Open communication.
Fast.
Homosexual can get married.
Open communication. Then we have homosexuals getting married. Anything else? I think that was the main. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, I think that was the main thing. So
That was the main one.
the main ones. All right. So as we see, right, just from giving our own breakdowns of family relationships in our cultures, right, from the past and from present day, it's been an hour. Just from sharing which is why I said, okay, I'm going to change the way this is structured because I want you guys to talk. I want you to share your ideas. So this is what we're going to do now. We have this list, right? This list showing what it was like in the past and what it's like now. I want us to start with the old way. I want us to start with the old way because there are some things from the past that I personally think should still be here right now. Some values from the past that I think are still important nowadays. So this is what I want each of you to do. Again, now we're going to go into kind of the discussion section, right? On the left, we're going to focus on the left. I want you to pick one thing that in your opinion, we need to still have now. One thing from the left side that in your opinion is still important. Like, oh yeah, this right here, I think this is something we still need, all right? So very quickly, while I have it on the screen, I'm going to ask you individually just to say which one. Then I'll tell you the next step, all right? I'm going to write your name next to it. Now, to make this interesting, you can select one, but if somebody else selects it, you got to choose something else. One more time. You're going to pick one thing from the old way, but if somebody else picks it first, you have to pick another one. And there's a reason why we're doing this, okay? So we're going to go in reverse this time. I'm going to go on my screen, Machio, Alida, Suchun, Jocelyn, Hidran. Okay, so Machio's gonna select first. Don't worry, I love you all the same. I'm just choosing based on my screen. Screen based, right? Just screen based. So I'm gonna ask everyone to mute first, and I'm gonna have Machio unmute herself. Machio, can you hear me, hun?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Machio, so you get to choose first. Which one would you like? And again, you're not gonna defend it just yet, but I want you to select the one that you like first.
Oh, sorry, teacher. I
Small?
can't see you.
Can you see me now? Can you see me now?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's better. Yes, family members respected each other.
Got you. Okay. This is Machio. Okay, Machio, and I'll come back to you. No worries. All right, next. We're going to have, who was above Machio? I'm trying to, Alida. You ready, Alida? Okay. Alida, which one would you like?
Eating dinner together.
Yes. Okay. Eating dinner together. We have Alida. Thank you very much, hon. All right. Next, Suchun. Which one would you like? Suchun, you can unmute yourself. Suchun, which one would you like?
Because what I want to choose already be chosen.
Yep.
So, okay. A lot of choosers.
Okay, Suchun, yes! Suchun said, let's just all, we're going to populate the earth, have more babies.
Yes.
Okay, I love it, okay? Yeah. Suchun says, okay, I love it. All right, Suchun said she wants having more children. All right, Suchun, yes, okay, Suchun. All right, next, Jocelyn, which one do you choose, hon?
People live together until 3 generations.
Okay, all right, so we got the generations living together. All right, Jocelyn. Okay, let's add the I right there. Okay, excellent. And then next we have Hidran. Which one do you choose, brother?
Okay, children can stay till they're 22 and then get out.
He said, then get up out of here. Okay, Hidran is right here. Okay, excellent.
No slackers at home.
I love it, I love it. No slackers. Okay, so I'm going to show it one more time. This is what we have. We have Machio, who's going to talk about family members respecting each other and their elders. Jocelyn, many generations, specifically 3 generations living together. Suchun, having lots of children, 10. Next, Hidran, children stay home until they're about 22. Then they got to get up out of here. And then Alida, eating dinner together. All right. So now earlier in our class, remember I asked you all, I said, hey, what are the fundamentals of English conversation, right? And we mentioned the fundamentals of English conversation just to refresh everyone's memory very quickly. Remember, we wrote them down. We have reasons, examples, personal experience, details, other opinions, and also personal opinion. What I'm going to do is I am going to let you know which of the fundamentals you must use to prove your point. Everybody understand? I'm going to let you know which one you have to use to prove your point. All right. So just a reminder, like when I do the class each month. All right. When I do the formulas for our step 4 for the apply step, we do the formula. I'm going to use the first letter. Okay. The first letter of the words to let you know which one you actually are using, okay? For those watching, don't be confused. Again, we'll break this down for you, okay? So I'm gonna come back here. Machio, when you give your thoughts, you are going to need to give reasons, okay? You're going to need to give reasons why you think it's good for this to be a part of family relationships right now, okay? You're going to give 3 reasons why. So as soon as I let you know, you can start kind of like thinking about how you're going to organize your thoughts, all right? Jocelyn, for the generations, you are going to give examples. You're going to give examples to prove your point for this. Suchan, they had lots of children. This is going to be interesting. Personal experience. Now remember, whenever we say personal experience does not mean you personally have 10 kids. You got to think creatively. How can you talk about this and also give a personal experience? So I'll leave it there. Again, I know that you are a student leader, so you'll figure this one out. All right. Then we have Hidron. For Hidron, let me go back up and refresh my memory on, okay. All right, here we go. Hidron, you're going to give details. All right, you're going to give details. And then Alida, I want you to give other opinions. Other opinions, okay? So Machio, you must use reasons to prove your point. Jocelyn, you must use examples. Suchan, personal experience. Hidron, details. And Alida, other opinions. Now, again, as you guys are thinking, I'm just going to talk to the person watching this so you guys can keep thinking about your answers. For the person watching this is something that these student leaders have been familiar with for a long time, right? Again, in English conversation, we literally use these fundamentals to actually express ourselves fluently, and they're very important for you to also master. So right now, you're going to see it in real time as these student leaders who did not have time before class to prepare are going to be able to use the fundamentals to give their responses. I want you to look at the face of each individual. There's a bit of concern, a bit of worry, but I'm smiling because I believe in them and I know that they'll be able to do it. So I'm going to ask you all, I'm actually going to let you guys pick who wants to go first. Who wants to go first? You can just raise your hand. You can just let us know who would like to go first. Ooh, all right, Hidron. Okay, Hidron said he would like to go first. Who would like to go second after Hidron? Okay, Jocelyn will go second. Who would like to go third? Alida. All right, who would like to go fourth? Okay, Suchan and I think I saw Suchan just a second faster. So Suchan is going to be fourth and Machio is going to be fifth. Now again, what's going to happen is you are going to share, again, the value or the principle that you think should still be included in family relationships today, and you have to prove your point using the fundamental, all right? So we're going to start with Hidron. Hidron, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Everyone else, you can stay muted as Hidron shares his point. Hidron, are you ready, my friend?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, just to remind those that are watching, Hidron is going to be speaking about children staying home until they are 22 years old, and he's going to give details related to this and why it would be a good thing. Take it away.
Okay, I think children till that age need our support if they're studying, if they're getting a university degree, or if they're doing their first job, they don't have enough money, enough time to get on their own. After that, I think it's high time for them to go out and try to face reality, okay? Because life, I mean, we're not gonna be for them forever. So they have to face reality, to get a job, to realize how beautiful and difficult it is to raise your own family and to live your own life. Okay, so it's time for them to grow up. That's gotta be crucial. If you stay home, you're never gonna know what the real world is like. So that's the opportunity. We're helping them to fly away, like birds, chicks. Okay, you just a little push to go down the tree. They're afraid to just smack on the ground, but they're gonna just dive in and then fly away. I think that's very important for us. We would like to have our kids always around. Okay, that's beautiful because we're loving parents. but we have to help them grow up. And that's the little push that we have to give them. Okay, we can give them a hand, we can lend them some money, or we have a second house, whatever, but it's very important for them to live their own life and on their own, okay? No eyes on them, no, critiques or whatever. They have to choose on their own. That's my opinion.
I'm glad you said that last thing you said. Okay. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm about to say. Now, again, for those watching, this is a class. And as the teacher, there are moments that I have to respond. So, what was the parameter? Which of the fundamentals were you supposed to use, Hidran? Why are you pausing, Hidran? Which one were you supposed to use, Hidran?
The details.
Details. Now, the very last thing you said, you were like, and Tiff, that is my opinion. I said, that's correct. It's your opinion, but it's not the detail, right? So now, again, I want to make sure this is very clear. It was a very good response. The response was not bad, but a part of this program is mastering each of the fundamentals of English conversation. And so it can be a bit challenging sometimes to figure out, wait a minute, I know what my opinion is, but how do I give a personal experience? How do I give a detail? How do I give an example? Which is why I gave each of you a specific fundamental, right? So before I respond and help you now give details about your response, I want to ask, ladies, did you guys catch that it wasn't the details? Fundamental, did you guys catch that? Okay. Now, if you hadn't said opinion at the end, Hidran, I was actually going to ask them which fundamental did he use, right? You gave a great opinion. It was very good. Now, again.
Yeah. Some details is that I made that jump when I was 22. I just grabbed all the books that I had home and went away without a house, without anything at all. I went to
Let me ask this.
sold my books.
Is that a detail or is that a personal experience?
Well, I think both.
Now wait a minute. Here's the thing, right? And this is why it gets so interesting, right? We're getting into, I taught this in my previous class, nitty gritty. Nitty gritty is the main information, right? The focus, right? So again, it's not that your response is not good. We're trying to hone in and develop this skill, right? So you can talk about your personal experience, but if somebody says, no, give me details. They don't want personal experience. They don't want opinion. Give me the details. So here's a way that you can do it. Now, again, for yours, the focus, let me show it on the camera. Hold on one second. All right. Remember, the one that you were focused on was right here. Children staying home until they're about 22 years old. So details would be, what does that look like? Tell me what that looks like. A 22-year-old living at home. Right? 22-year-old living at home. I think this is right. I'm giving my opinion when I say I think, but a 22-year-old, coming downstairs, eating food with his mother and his father, going to work, and also coming back home and knowing that he's with his parents. I haven't given my opinion. I haven't shared my personal experience. I didn't even give reasons. I'm just sharing details. What does that look like for a 22-year-old to actually live at home with his or her parents? You see the difference, right? Because what's happening is, in my mind,
describing the situation.
Boom, you got it. That's what it means to give details. What does it look like for an Italian man in Italy to be at home at 22 years old? Tell me more, right? That's the thing. So if you say, hey, Tiff, you're in your office, tell me about it. I can give you a personal experience or I can give you details. I have 2 large plants. I have quite a few smaller plants behind me. I'm describing it. So that's exactly what it is. So again, great response, but you have to remember which of the fundamentals you're focusing on.
Okay, great.
Make sense?
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Of course, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I will add this caveat.
That helps me also for my trainings.
You're welcome. Now, if you use it in your trainings, just remember me. But I will say this. I will say that this is something, and this is a little bit of kind of an addition to our class. As women, and ladies, you can add this. Women and men are different, and we have so many benefits on both sides. And I think when it comes to details, from my experience as a teacher, I've seen that it's a bit easier for women to give details, right? Not because men, you guys are very intelligent. It's just the way our brains work. It's very different. When I want one answer, I call my dad. Daddy, this is the situation. What should I do? Literally in less than 60 seconds, baby girl, bop, bop, bop. He's done. He's very logical. When I want to talk for an hour about a situation and I want all the details, who do I call? My mom, right? Both are amazing. I go to them for different reasons. And this is why I think with the detail fundamentals, sometimes it's a bit easier for women because we're used to giving details. I can remember what happened 10 years ago with my friend at a certain store because we have these details. Now, ladies, is that true in your culture as well for you? I'm saying this, but is that true for you guys as well? I get some shakes, a thumb up, smile. You guys can talk. It's okay. It's a video. I think, are we on the same page though?
I concur with you.
Okay, thank you. You concur. Thank you. I saw some smiles. Okay. All right, good. Okay, so good. You're understanding the difference. So now let's go to the next one. Thank you so much, Hidron. Now we're going to have Jocelyn. I think Jocelyn was focused on hers. Now for Jocelyn, again, are you ready, hon?
Always.
Okay, I love it. I love it. All right. So, Jocelyn, you're going to be talking about many generations, specifically 3 generations, living together as a big family. And the fundamental you need to focus on is example or giving examples. Take it away, Jocelyn.
Yes. When family lives together, that builds confidence among children. For example, living together as a family brings happiness, protection, and growth in the family. It helps build good reputation. For the family, we can check on each other, we can share our goods together, share our opinions without repetition. Since we are a good family, we know each other. When we live in a circle or in a household as a family, it's a good way for us to discuss, to know each other. As it's for about 3 generations, I can take care of my grandparents, my parents, even my daughter can take care of them too. I think it's a good way to live together as family members.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Before I give the response, what do you all think? Everybody unmute. What do you all think before I give my response? Don't be shy now. We all know each other well. Everybody's silent. Would you guys rather me give my thoughts?
Yes.
I was okay.
Go ahead, Hidron. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think when we talk about different generations living together, it could be helpful in those cases where we can give a hand to our elder people, but I've seen many issues also when different generations live in the same house. Big issues.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
can you assess Jocelyn's answer? You have to assess Jocelyn's answer. Uh-oh, did it cut out? Hidron?
sorry, I didn't get.
So what we're doing right now is we're assessing Jocelyn's answer like we assessed your answer. So Jocelyn was to give examples. So what did she give examples? What are your thoughts, or was it something else? What are your thoughts?
I think she gave some examples.
Mm-hmm. And?
Some opinions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right. Okay, good. I heard examples, opinions, and reasons. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, for you all, this is a challenging exercise because you guys have been with me so long. You're like, Tiff, I just want to talk. I just want to give everything, right? And it's good because you guys have been with me so long. This is why I switched the style of this class, because I was like, oh, wait a minute. They've been with me a while. Now I'm going to have to switch it out a bit. So, Jocelyn, you did give all three. You gave examples, you gave reasons, and you also gave your opinion. At the very end is when you hit the nail on the head for examples for me personally. Because all of a sudden you said grandparents can help. And I was like, now we're getting the examples. Grandparents can do ... My daughter can do ... Right now, again, you're giving examples of what that looks like for generations to live together as a big family, right? So earlier we had details for Hidron. Details and examples, I am not going to lie to you all. They can be a little tricky to decipher the difference, right? It's like, well, wait a minute, Tiff, what's the difference between an example and a detail, right? For details, you're really describing something in detail, like in specifics. With examples, you can go to many different environments, right, to give examples. So again, you gave all three, and I want to emphasize, you guys are not giving bad responses. I'm just basically making you hone in on which fundamental you're using. And this is going to actually make you a better speaker as you move forward, right? What happens is when you're able to master each one, no matter what situation you're in, you'll be able to hear an expression, work the crowd, right? You'll walk into a room and be like, these individuals want more stories. These individuals, they like more details. These individuals need more examples. When you master each fundamental, you'll become a master English speaker. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, Jocelyn, it wasn't a bad response, but at the end, it was like, yeah, you're getting it now. Give me 3 examples of what this would look like. Generations living together as a big family. Yeah, grandparents living together and taking care of the kids. Then a mom actually deciding to bring her mother into the home instead of putting her in a nursing home. She's actually going to take care of her. The third example is actually my own father. When his mother got sick, he decided to bring her into the home, right? Now, I gave a personal experience just to explain, but they're examples, right? Or my friend, this is what happened to her. Do you know what I'm saying? Jocelyn, that makes sense? Yeah? We're getting the thumbs. All right. Okay. Any questions? Yes. Alita?
I do have a question.
Yes.
Sometimes the personal experience could be an example.
Yes. Yes. Very good question. So here's what happens, right? Once you master each one, you can start using them interchangeably, right? But before you can start playing around with them, you have to master each one individually. Now, again, you guys have been with me for a while, which is why you're able to use them quite well, right? It's similar, and I've used this analogy before. I think everybody here likes cooking. I don't think I've ever asked you. Hidron, do you like cooking? Oh, I think it's muted. You do?
Yeah, I love cooking. I
Okay.
love cooking.
Good. I know Jocelyn and I think Alita like cooking, I think, right, ladies? And I think Suchan and Michio, do you like cooking?
No.
Okay. Michio was like, Suchan was like, no, that's going to be a no for me. Okay. And that's totally okay, right? But I'll still use the analogy. I think we all can agree, though, we all like good food. Is that, we're on the same page there? We all like good food? Okay. So when someone enjoys cooking, this is what happens. For several years or months, you learn the fundamentals, right? You learn the power of salt. You learn the power of garlic. You learn the power of whatever seasonings are popular in your culture. Once you've mastered them individually, all of a sudden you go to the kitchen and say, you know what? I'm kind of wanting this tonight. You don't have a recipe, but you start throwing things in, and it makes a beautiful dish. It's the same thing with English. As you master these fundamentals, then it's, I release you. You can mix them. Going back to your question, Alita, can an example be a personal experience? Yep. Let me give you 3 examples. My mother actually studied when I was 10 years old. She went back to school. Second example, my dad, he also decided to go back to school when I was 15. And the third example, so I'm giving an example that's also a personal experience. Kind of makes sense? Okay, good stuff, good stuff. All right, are you ready? Thank you, Jocelyn. All right, let's go now to Alida. Are you ready, Alida?
Wow.
All right, Alita, you have other opinions. Now, I will say this. Other opinions and giving your personal opinion, in my opinion, are some of the easiest fundamentals, right? Because we know what we think. We have our own ideas. And then I can say, oh, my friend thinks this. That man over there thinks that. So it's kind of not necessarily the most difficult, but we'll see how it turns out. All right, Alita, are you ready, hon?
I will do my best.
I believe in you. Okay, again, Alita's talking about eating dinner together. What are other people's opinions on, or another opinion on eating dinner together?
Thank you, teacher, for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
In my culture, people from my culture think that eating dinner together is great. Also, in the North, they like eating dinner together. This is fundamental for them to stay together. And when I talk to my friends, I realize that eating also dinner together is really crucial in the relationship. This
Good.
is what I get.
So let me ask you this, right? I could tell by your face you were like, I'm not sure, Tiff, is this good? I'm going to say it, though, and maybe you let me know, right? I don't even know if you realized you were kind of coming closer each time you were talking. Great, right? You gave other opinions. You gave opinions of those in your current environment, right? Opinions of those in the North, and opinions of your friends. Now, again, I've taught you all this. This is why I like working in threes. There's something about the human brain with the number 3 when someone's talking to you, right? We can actually remember the information. It's like opening, middle, and close, like a sandwich, right? Something on top, bottom, and in the middle. So it's easy to remember. Yes, you gave good options for the other opinions, right? My only tip is say it with some confidence next time. But I know you were taken aback because you weren't sure. But yes, again, other opinions is kind of, yeah, this is their opinion, this is their opinion, and this is their opinion. So good. Anybody else? Any thoughts or anything? Are you guys okay? For those that haven't gone yet, I can see in your face, you're like, Tiff, I just want to go. I don't want to talk about anything else but my answer. Okay. I see Michio and Suchan. Okay, let's keep going then. Good job. Thank you very much, Alita. Thank you. All right. Suchan, personal experience, which can also be a little bit easier for this one. Are you ready, Suchan?
Okay, yes.
All right. And the topic you're going to be giving us information or personal experience about is having lots of children. Let's see how you swing this one for personal experience.
All right. I read some report related to population, and nowadays the report said nowadays it is aging population because young generation they don't have children, so especially in my country, older people almost the same with the new birth children. So in my country, the young generation have some burden to take care of elderly people. So I think if we can have a lot of children, maybe can have some difference in this world. Especially when I am a teacher, and now I teach young generation, especially teenagers. So I have contact with those young children, and they feel a lot of creativity. So they can create many new things. If we have a lot of children, I think there were different in this world. So as my experience contact with it.
You wanted to say it's my opinion.
Yes.
I saw it. This is my experience. Okay.
To very pay attention to use my vocabularies.
And I saw it. Your face started turning red, like, oh no, it's coming out. But you stopped it. Okay. So here's something that's very interesting, right? I'm looking at the time, so I want to wrap up soon. Something that's very interesting. You started by kind of either giving another opinion or like detail, because you were like, I read this article and the article said, right?
Yeah.
So the article is somebody else's opinion about the current situation. So I was listening. I said, okay, she's talking about somebody else's opinion. Then, but let's continue. Then you continued going on, right? And you started talking about being in school with children. And I said, okay, now we're talking about personal experience. You said, I personally work with kids. And it's very interesting. I want you guys to watch this recording, because when you watch your body language, when you are talking about something that's related to you, there's a confidence that is attached to it. Why? Because it's your story. You're not thinking about somebody else. You're not thinking about something you read. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, this is me. I can tell you about me without any problems, because you can't say yes or no. It's my story. Something happened, honestly, and I want you to watch this, Suchun. You were like, I actually work with children. And as I work with children, and you started talking with a lot of confidence, and you said, kids have a lot to offer. And so I can see, and I was like, yes, you're giving a personal experience why you think, right, having kids could be beneficial. Like, because kids really do bring a lot. They're very creative. And then at the end, you said, so this is my, this is my opinion, right? So again, I want to re-emphasize again, right? You guys are able to use the fundamentals because you've been practicing for well over 2 years, right? Now we're forcing you to stick in one box, and it can be challenging, right? It can be challenging, but within your answer, there was a personal experience, right? So we picked it out, we got it out of there, but the sandwich, we got to remove that part and just keep that. So good job, Suchun. All right, okay, we're gonna wrap up soon, so I want to ask Machio. I know your heart is probably beating hard as you're like, Tiff, can you hurry up and get to me, please? Machio, are you ready, hon? Uh-oh, you're muted, but we know what you just said.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
You're ready? All right. So Machio is going to be giving reasons why she thinks family members should respect each other and their elders. All right. So give us 3 reasons why you think this is good.
Oh, in my opinion, family members respecting each other is very important because it's a very basic matter. Family, I think family is a small size of society. And respect each other in family is connecting, build a good relationship. Yes, it makes the family peaceful, more peaceful. And one more reason is especially respect elder member. We can learn a lot of things from them. Yes. So that's why respect each member in family is very important.
Good job.
Yes.
Good job. It's so interesting because you guys are so comfortable with each other and with me. When I see you guys getting nervous, I'm like, oh, wow, because I'm not used to you guys being nervous. Great job. Now, as you were talking, I thought about a question that Alita asked earlier when she was like, Tiff, can personal experiences be examples, right? The same is true here. Reasons can also intermingle with other things, right? Reasons can intermingle with your personal opinion, right? This is why I think. Well, that's still a reason, but it's attached to your opinion, and that's okay, right? This is when the fundamentals kind of start meshing or kind of like melting together, right? Good job. Now, let me ask this, guys. Great job, Machio. Let me ask you this.
Thank you.
We've had a lot of discussions in this class, and the last portion of the class, I would say, was the most stressful for you guys. But I want to ask you, can you list one thing you've learned from this practice we did, right? This is something that I haven't done with our other family members, right? It's just specifically for you guys as the student leaders. I want you to tell us one thing that you feel like you got out of this class, right? Like, oh, I really learned this, or this was really helpful, okay? And we will go Hidron first, then Jocelyn, then Suchun, then Alita, and then Machio. So Hidron, just one thing that you got from this class or you felt was beneficial.
Yeah, for me, it was very important to learn how to stick to a certain topic in a conversation because I'm Cuban. I like to talk a lot and then I digress a lot. And then using this method and sticking to examples or to personal opinions or somebody else's opinion is going to help me a lot also in my work and in my everyday life. Also sticking to, if people ask me for examples, then I'm going to stick to examples. If they ask me for my personal opinion, then I'm going to give my personal opinion. So it's been really, really a very important task today for me.
Ah, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for your thoughts. All right. Jocelyn, how about you?
Yes, it's helped me. What I learned in this session is to stay focused, to stay in the zone when others speaking. Because you don't know exactly when Teacher Tiffani is what she's going to ask you.
That's
And
correct.
when you are going to receive a yellow card, that's why you have to stay in the line.
There we
in
go.
The zone
There we go.
when others are speaking.
Yes. That's a very good point. It's always, a conversation is not just about speaking, it's also about hearing what the other person is saying and responding to that. So yes, it is important to listen. So good. Don't worry, I have all my yellow cards right here ready. All right. Okay. Suchan, how about you, hon? What's one thing that you received from the class that you felt was beneficial?
Okay. Okay. I would like to mention two things. Okay.
Two? No, you're okay.
No?
Go ahead.
All right.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. The first one is in the first part, we need to summarize the main point. We have to listen very carefully and summarize the main point strictly, not so detailed, but only the main point. This is the first part. And the second part is focused on the formula. And for me, I think personal experience actually is difficult to me to speak about the personal experience for me. I'm more easy to talk about the reasons and opinions, but not the personal experience. So it's a kind of practice.
I love that. Okay, I want to say this really quickly. I'm glad you brought that out, Suchan. And this again goes back to my experience living in Korea. Again, Korea is not Taiwan or Japan, but again, Asian culture. I learned that about my students as well, Suchan, what you said, talking about personal experience. And I've mentioned this, everyone, in some classes I've had on YouTube and even in the academy. In America, we are constantly asking each other about our personal experiences. My niece, who's 7, even when she was 2 years old, and I just talked about this in a previous lesson, when she was 2 years old, I was asking her, what did you do today? How did you feel about that? What was your favorite part of the day? When she was 2. Now, her responses, I kid you not, I understood 10%. But the purpose was to get her used to hearing this. And this is what is normal in American culture, which is why English is so wrapped up in sharing your personal ideas, sharing your personal experience. So the reason I'm bringing that up is I understand why it's a little bit challenging for those from the Asian culture, because you don't necessarily talk about your personal experiences a lot in Asian cultures. Is that right?
I'm not sure it is personally or
general.
General, yes. So maybe yes. In my culture, have this kind of situation, but I'm not so sure. Maybe because some of my friends, they are easy to talk about their experience.
Okay.
So, so maybe they were different with the individuals.
Got you. Well, I'm glad that you were able to recognize that, right? This also helps you see, I need to work on this fundamental in order to be the best English speaker possible. So thank you so much for sharing that, Suchan. All right. And now we're going to go to, I can't remember if it was Machio or Alita first. Was it Machio?
That's me.
Alita? Okay, Alita, how about you, hon?
Okay, I learned a lot, but you say one thing.
It's okay. I let Suchan give 2, so I can't restrict you if you'd like to give 2.
No, I don't want to. I want to respect.
Okay.
So I learned that we need to be focused, to pay attention, especially when they ask you the question, to not being off topic, like when you are answering the question.
I love that. That's very true. Good job. Thank you, hon. All right. And Machio, would you like to share your thoughts, hon?
Okay, I piggyback. I piggyback other members. Yes, I realized we learned your method. Your method is we practice using fundamentals in conversation. Yes, over 2 years. Yes, but but recently we forgot the exact meaning. Yes, I realized. So yes, normally we thought, we understand the fundamentals, 5 Ws. Yes, but when we try to use them, yes, we realized sometimes we are confused. Yes. Yes. So we have to practice focus on each fundamentals, how to use. Yes. Yes. Maybe reason example is easier, but personal experience, other opinion, etc. Yes, it's more difficult. Yes. So sometimes we mix.
Yeah.
We mix some fundamentals in conversation, but normally in conversation is okay.
Yes.
But when we have to practice them, yes, we have to focus on each fundamentals. Yes, we realize that.
Good. I wanna make sure, and I wanna encourage everyone. I wanna make sure you guys realize something. What we're doing in this class, right? What we did today, as far as focusing on each one individually, is something that even Americans do. So this is not a sign that your English is not good. Let me explain. Even English speakers have to be trained on how to give a speech in English, right? Even English speakers have to be trained on how to speak up front in public, right? That is not a sign that their English is not good. It's just they're learning a skill within the language. Does that make sense? So what you guys are doing is you're learning a skill within the language because your proficiency, your skill has improved so much. Now it's time for me to help you. All right, you guys are doing well. Now let's tweak it. Now let's make you an expert. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah?
It helps
Okay.
us in our own language also.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. Yes, I just wanted to make sure, like, you guys, I want you to realize how well you are doing, which is why we started off the class for a full hour. You guys were just talking. No problems at all, giving your thoughts, giving your opinions, and it was great. So again, just like somebody will go to get their doctorate degree, it's not because they're not smart. Why do they go to get their doctorate degree? They want to hone in on one specific subject, right? That's what we're doing here. Because you're so intelligent, you've gotten to the level where you're like, okay, Tiff, I want to get to the next level, to where I enter any room and I can speak with so much confidence no matter what they ask me. And I'm glad earlier, Hidron, you mentioned that. You were like, oh, Tiff, now if I go to a situation and they only want a personal experience, they only want details, they only want reasons, I'll be able to do that and not feel uncomfortable. That is my goal. My goal is to help you guys feel comfortable and confident in any situation. And the way you do that is mastering each of these to where it doesn't matter. You can get on a stage tomorrow. You guys want to know the 6 reasons why it's good to be an English learner? Here we go, 6 reasons. So clear, so easy to understand, and that's the goal. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah? Good stuff, good stuff. All right, I think, Jocelyn, maybe it's time for a nap. Right, it's time for me to eat lunch as well. But guys, I want to say again, great job. And I want you guys to watch the recording to see, again, how good you guys did. And now you know the things that you want to actually kind of hone in on, so that when we come on to our next class, maybe there'll be something else that you want to hone in on. So thank you guys again. I'm glad you enjoyed, and we will be together next time.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher, for your patience.
You're welcome.